Hi everybody, welcome to Word animation. We're using Photoshop CC. It's pretty good. I like it for animation, especially the beginner ones. And if you want to get really elaborate, you can get an animation thing, but this is good for your basics. So, you want to open a new file, and I would name it Word Animation. And these are pretty good sizes for Word animation. You get it nice and big, and you want to make sure this is custom and you want it to be transparent. I'll explain the transparent part later. Okay, so it's all nice and created. So, name this your background, just so you know. The last thing you want to do is mix up your layers, then you spend forever trying to fix them, like a couple animations I did. So, since you're doing the word one, you can, whatever word you're doing, I'm doing snow because there's just snow in April. And that really sucks. So, after you got your layers figured out, you want to pick your font. Usually go with the bold ones, but this one's my favorite. And I have a fairly big size so you can read it. So, what we are going to do is make sure it starts out black so you can see it. So, you want your box fairly big. Depending on your size and the word, that that differentiates for each one. I mean, if you want it super big, then that's you. But if you want it super tiny, that's fine too. I mean, it's not really a big deal. Like, it's not going to kill you. I mean, it could be worse. Anyway, so you don't technically have to put these layers in. Sometimes I just put it so I can show what word I'm doing. So I'll just get rid of these since I don't really need them. I'll just go back to the top. So, since I'm doing snow, there'll be 4 different text layers. There you go. One more letter left. And you have to make sure you check it, otherwise it doesn't save. Okay, there is the word snow. So, now what you want to do is get them in center, nice, like you would see a normal word. Just put him here. Go back to this guy. And to move them, you just use your grabbing tool. It's not too bad. It's fairly easy. It's just like dragging anything. Okay, so now you have your word set out for you. But this is kind of boring. You want some color because you want to be vibrant and different. So, what you want to do is pick your color. This will be my color. Okay, so if you did it the way I did, this is okay. You want to be okay for this. So I would just do it for all your layers. I'm not exactly sure why it is, but whenever I do it, it's just how it is. So I've gotten used to it. Alright, so that's all good. Oop, this is what happens if you're not on the right layer. So just do Control Z and then go back to your correct layer. So there, there, and there. Okay. So since this font is the way it is, you can do it any way you want. But for me, I'm going to put this top part white because that just makes it much more nicer and unified. And so, last thing you want is to, unless your webs or whatever it is whatever, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel is good for you. All right. So now your word's colorful, it's great, it's the right size, it's whatever you want. So now you're going to go to Window and open up a timeline. This is where you're going to make your animation. So create frame animation. So this button is like taking a picture. So you take a picture, see they're the exact same. But I would like, when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I'm going to put it at 0.1 seconds. And then when you start it off like that, it just goes like that for the entire thing. All right. So let's start moving these letters around. So let's go here. Make it a little crazy, or you can just do slight movements. Whatever you find. See? two different things. Okay, so now you're like, but it's not very smooth. That's what this tool is for. It's called the tween tool. It's the dot one. So what I like to do is about 3 frames. And make sure it's the next frame, because otherwise then it doesn't work. Alright, so much more smoother, but your animation's really short. So let's switch it up. So we'll bring the S down, the N up, the O down, and the W up. See? Use tween tool again, about 3 frames, and see how it is. So, pretty good. This is one thing that is kind of cool in my opinion. I'm going to take my letters all the way to the corners. 1 letter, 1 corner. Depending on what you're doing, you could do it all the way around. They could be going in a circle. So, there you go. Use your tween tool. For this one, I'm going to use 5 because it's a bigger movement and it's a little bit harder. So, there's your full animation so far. But now it kind of glitches. So, you want to add a new one. So, now you go back to kind of where the beginning was. So, you start making them more lined. And that's what you want. You don't want them all the way out there and super glitchy, because then your animation kind of looks not very good. So just bring them back to where they started. Oops, I didn't pick that layer. That's bad. Anyway, so now we're back here. Use your tween tool once again, and I would use 5 slides for this one, because again, it's a bigger movement and it's a lot harder to do. So look at your full animation. If it's good, great. If it's not, continue adding more or less. Okay, this one is good enough for me. Hi guys, so after you've got your animation finished, you want to put it on your website. So we'll go to File, and you want to make sure you get this right, otherwise then it won't work. So you want to save it for web. So here it comes. So you want to push save. And we want to make sure it's Word animation. And it will be a GIF. So mine will be Word animation GIF 2. Okay. So then save it. Just forget about that part. It's just from other Word animations. Alright. So now what I use for my website is Weeble. It's really good, really quite easy to do. So this will just load, and all this loads, I'll explain the transparent background. So the transparent background means whenever you put on anything like a website, you'll be able to see it. I'll show you an example when I get on. Alright. Alright, so here's my animation, which is the name I thought of. Alright, so what I want to do is you want to drag this into here, and it will be loading. Then you pick your image, upload it from your computer, and you just have to remember where you saved it. So I think right here. Oh, no, wrong one. Yeah. So you want to make sure you get the right one and don't mix stuff up. Otherwise, then you end up searching. Recent places. Open. And there you have it. Your animation is now on your website. And notice how it doesn't, there's no white thing. It's quite even and simple and nice. And that's the thing you want. You want it to be nice. So when people open it, that's what they see. They know how you can animate. So if you want to know more, please comment or do anything. If you want another tutorial on how to start a website or other animations, please let me know. All right, bye bye now.